Okay, are we rolling? So we live in a pretty crazy world. I don't know how our kids are going to buy and build properties because of the prices and whatnot. So in the crazy world that we live today, I think one of the biggest priorities that I have is that I am self-sufficient, self-financed, and my children are not burdened by actually trying to support me when I get to my old age. What is the culture code for wealth in Australia? I think it's property. Information itself is very useful, but the difference is how you use that information. We don't want to sell you anything, so once again I have to mention this because of legal reasons. If you have an accountant, if your sister or brother or friend is an accountant, a solicitor, a real estate agent, somebody who understands the industry, well, then you should use them, you should talk to them, you already have trust with them. So, to get to the nitty-gritty of the seminar, the first slide says, why real estate and not shares? Well, we mentioned the culture code, but how about a rhetorical question such as, if you now mysteriously found $300,000 on your bank account, how many of you would go out and buy shares, Tesla or whatever shares you think might work? And how many of you would actually prefer to go buy a 2-bedroom apartment in Kangaroo Point, somewhere in Melbourne, somewhere in Sydney? But when we get to this side, you will understand why this seminar is important and why you need to understand the concept of leverage. This is your key word for today, guys, leverage. Leveraging your money and getting a loan to use your money for bigger and greater things is what this seminar is about. How do we do something different? How do we actually manage to do an SMSF investment? How do we buy property with our super? The process has been broken down into 4 steps. This is what we do. Your super balance can be combined. You're usually combining with your husband and wife, or you can have up to 6 members. Some people put their friends, some people put their kids. The simplification is here. 200 deposit, you buy a house, you borrow the rest of the money, and the house is yours. If you restructure it and actually buy something and let that grow and let that asset work for you, you're making 10 times more money. One of the best ways to convince people is to show them real-life examples. Let's look at Cherie and Glenn first, who had a combined income of $280,000. And the return of investment on these properties, and this one was bought in 23 and that one was bought in 2020, have been 47 and 70%. Now, if you think about it, that's the same as working for 5 years for $120,000 after tax. If your interest is sparked and you want to talk about your position a little bit more openly, you have the option of actually making a completely free complimentary appointment on Zoom, in the coffee shop here with any of us.